actor Kirk Cameron blasted Hollywood studios that passed on distributing his new movie Lifemark with its message about life and adoption, calling it pure cowardice. And to be honest, I think it's a lot more malicious and sinister than even that. I don't think it really has to do necessarily with cowardly actions from Hollywood studios, but more about the fact that it goes directly against the messages that they want to push. And that's the thing that we have to be careful about with Hollywood, because Hollywood likes to even put out all these different movies that are family films and stuff like that, right? But we have to keep in mind that even with that, they are still pushing certain messages that are directed towards children in a lot of these cases that are not good messages. They just aren't, because Hollywood, they don't actually care about doing what is best. They don't have the best intentions or interests for kids at heart. They just don't. They want to continue to do everything they can to do everything that's directly harmful to the next generation. The 51-year-old actor spoke with the Daily Wire Thursday regarding his new film about adoption and said that he was amazed at the reaction from Hollywood studios. Even its so-called faith divisions, which is interesting because this is something that I've had a very big hunch for a while, is that the faith divisions at a lot of these Hollywood studios, they're just another spoke in the wheel when it comes to Hollywood. They don't actually care about pushing messages that are helpful to people. The movie is about David's comfortable world is turned upside down when his birth mother unexpectedly reaches out to him, longing to meet the 18-year-old son she's only held once. With the encouragement of his adoptive parents, David embarks on a journey of discovery that leads to a staggering truth about his past. Honestly, it doesn't sound too bad. I'd probably check it out, but it stars Cameron and yada, 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 whole cast, and this comes after the Supreme Court decision, but this is what Cameron had to say. I thought it was amazing, Cameron shared. You know, that's just good old-fashioned cowardice. You know, even the so-called faith divisions of studios would rather pass from tens of millions of dollars and support horror, violence, and drag queen movies, interesting, than risk doing anything that celebrates life. Cameron asked what the studios were afraid of, noting how his new film has a hint of the subject of abortion near the very end of the movie, but explained that this is a movie about life and adoption and love and reconciliation and all that. It isn't about abortion. But all of those things that he's mentioning here, life and adoption and love and reconciliation, are not actual messages that Hollywood wants to get behind. They just don't. But Hollywood, won't risk anything that even smells like it, and they'll pass up tens of millions of dollars. I just think that really shows that there's not a lot of backbone there. Like I said, you can say that it's cowardice all you want, and maybe there is some truth to that, but I think it's deeper than that. I really, really do. The Fireproof star's comments echoed those of director Alex Kendrick, who said that studios that he's worked with many times in the past wanted nothing to do with this film. That is just disgusting. They said, "We're not releasing this one because we're scared of the response." It was interesting when we shot this film. Several of the studios that have courted us in the past and have wanted us to go with them as distributors, they all turned down this film. And so we said, it's okay. So we would go to a second and a third studio, and they all said, we want anything you got but this one, because they're saying this is such a touchy subject and a battleground. And it is, but it's not a battleground that they want to have any part in. They don't want to stake they don't want to have a firm planting on the subject of life at all. They don't want to defend life. They don't want to do what is actually helpful to the future generations or to children or anything like that. They just don't. They despise children. They really do. They have no actual regard for or respect for young people at Hollywood. They just don't, okay? So anyway, with that being said, I think that what they have to say here is really good stuff, and it honestly shines a light that needs to be shown on in Hollywood, and exposes a lot of the disgusting behaviors that they have in Hollywood and everything else. So let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Leave a like, subscribe. I'd appreciate that a lot, and I will talk to you all in another video very soon.